And this street festival, I feel like a homeless person. What is this?
No, it's a street festival, and it's a good thing that this is the year you're doing it, because up until this year, we always had it in late June or early July, and it was just hot as balls out there.
I know.
But the weather's going to be, it's still going to be pretty warm. It's still
Mark
Paso.
Farner, for goodness. Is that the Starship with Mickey Thomas or somebody else?
I don't think it's Mickey Thomas. You know, I know more about the Mark Farner than I do about the Starship, but it's got, okay, the guy from Starship, who was also the lead singer of Quicksilver Messenger Service.
Got me on that one.
Yeah, you know.
Richardson in that band is a friend. She's from Chicago. I think she did the Grace Slicks. I don't know. But I'll be there, kids. And not just, hey, Buzz, I'm not just playing the songs I wrote. Lady, Babe, Best of Times, Come Sail Away, Don't Let It End, Show Me the Way, Lorelei, Grand Illusion, Mr. Roboto, Renegade, Blue Collar Man, Too Much Time on My Hands. I could go on, but I'm getting a headache.
You're doing all the Styx songs, not just the Dennis DeYoung songs.
That's right.
Okay.
Hey there, when you're with me, I'm smiling. Like that.
That's gorgeous. I have to say, though, Dennis, some of your songs are some of my favorites. I put Renegade up there in my top 5, though, too. But the other four...
It's a good one. That's a very good one.
Yeah, Renegade is a good... Who wrote that one? Shaw?
I mean, did you want to hear a story about that?
Sure.
Okay, 50 cents. All right, here we go. Tommy brought in... Tommy's wheelhouse as a songwriter always was that acoustic guitar. He was a whiz on it. So... whiz on it. That doesn't make sense. Mm-hmm. He brought in this song that was like Crosby, Stills and Nash song, all in 3-part harmony, all on acoustic guitar. You know how Renegade starts out really soft and the 3-part harmonies come in? Well, imagine that with an acoustic guitar. That's the song he brought in. And I listened to it, and I started listening to it, I thought, Renegade. And I turned to him. We were rehearsing on stage at a theater in Joliet, Illinois for our album. And I turned to him and I said, Tommy, I think this has the possibility of being a rock song, and you should sing it by yourself. I said, because it feels like it could be a rock song. And so he looked at me and he picked up his Les Paul and he went to see the jig is up there, and he started playing that riff in rhythm. And then the band jumped in, and Renegade was born as a rock song.
But the 3-part harmony that we hear at the beginning of Renegade, that was supposed to be throughout the whole song.
It was
to be a 3-part harmony.
Is up, the news is out was all in 3-part harmony.
It's hard to imagine it like that because you hear it the way that it's been this whole time.
Yeah. So that's how Renegade became a rock song. But yeah, that's a great one. And I had this Crackerjack band. Kids, if you want to see what it's going to be like, some fella down I think in Mexico put up a video of me that I shot for Access TV a couple of years ago, and it became a DVD. It's Dennis DeYoung and the Music of Styx live in Los Angeles, and you can see it. You can see what the whole show was like, and it's a beautifully shot video, and it's on YouTube for free.
All right, look that up. I'm glad to hear that you're looking so forward to this. I recall there was something like a medical sensitivity to light and sound that...
Not sound.
Just the light?
Yeah, I got it from having a really bad... So get your flu shots, kids. Just kidding. I got a flu in 1998. Really, really bad. And had a very high fever. And the upshot is I became light sensitive from it. So I still have it. Wear my sunglasses as I talk. I'm inside my house. I have my sunglasses on. But other than that, as long as I protect myself, I'm okay. But it took a while to figure out what was causing my symptoms, and as my wife would say, we live like Count Dracula.
Yeah, musicians, sure.
Yeah, so I have my sunglasses on most of the time.
Well, good, because you have a reason, because most people say, hey, you look like a jerk when you wear your sunglasses inside, but you can say, I've got a doctor's...
No, I guess I am a jerk, but I wear my sunglasses inside.
When I was reading that Dennis DeYoung had a sensitivity to light, I was thinking, well, that's a major part of any concert, is usually there's a lot of lights going on while you're on stage.
Yep, it is part of it, but, for that couple hours every night, I suffer through it. If this is, we're playing at night, aren't we? This is a night show.
This is a night show, of course.
Yeah, there'll be no problem.
Yeah, your headline.
I got to really avoid the sun more than anything. And, a lot of people have light sensitive. You can get it from antibiotics. Remember, they tell you to stay out of the light when you have taken heavy doses of antibiotics. People have lupus, have it. A lot of people have photosensitivity, and they can get it from, a myriad of things. But enough about my health. I'm healthy.
You're healthy. That's all we need to know.
I keep my sunglasses on, and, I don't have my pants too tight. I'm good.
How many people you got in your band? How many people are on stage with you when you're performing?
I have a 5-piece band, and then there's me, and my beautiful wife, Suzanne. She sings backup and keeps a crossbow trained on me at all times on stage.
When you're on stage, Dennis, are you behind the keyboards for those songs? Are you mostly on a microphone? Do you ever bring the accordion on stage?
I have played accordion on stage. I played it with sticks that we did whenever we did Boat on the River, but for the most part, I sing most of my songs. I do Lady and occasionally Babe behind the piano, but I play all the songs like Blue Collar, Renegade, Too Much Time, Fooling Yourself. I play all those, and I have a keyboard player who's on stage and plays, and I can stand out in front and act like a front man.
I think I saw you. In fact, I know I did. I saw you in a play. I think it was Jesus Christ Superstar. Were you in a traveling tour of Jesus Christ Superstar at one time?
Back in '93. Oh my goodness, it sounds like the gold rush. Back in '93, I did. They had the 25th. Was it 20th anniversary? It was either the 20th or the 25th anniversary tour of the movie with Teddy Neely and Carl Anderson, the guys who played Jesus and Judas, respectively. And Irene Cara played Mary Magdalene. I was Pontius Pilate.
Right.
So I did that for 6 months, and I ended up doing it in New York for a little bit. That was great fun, and I crucified all over North America because that was my job. So listen, buddy, Buzz, if you need somebody to give out lashes, I'm your guy.
You can assign them to be given.
I know how to give 1, 2, bum, 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 bum. I could do that.
It was Ted Neely was on the tour with you then.
Yeah, he's a Texas boy.
Yeah. All right. Do you do any musicals anymore? Is that still an interest, or are you too busy touring to do stuff like that?
I've written a couple. Yeah. I wrote the score to the 101 Dalmatians that toured and played in New York, and I wrote a musical based on Hunchback of Notre Dame back in '94. But I'm not doing that. Currently, I'm not. I'm recording a brand new what do you call them, album?
I see
a pack of songs that people take for free. I'm doing that, and I'm working with co-wrote 8 of the songs with a guy named Jimmy Peterick, who was in Survivor, wrote Eye of the Tiger, and all those.
No, I know Jim Peterick.
Yeah,
for sure.
The purple one.
Yeah. Are you guys performing the songs from that together? No.
This is my album.
Yeah.
But we co-wrote. This is going to be like 13, 14 songs. I wrote 5. We co-wrote 8 of them. And it's pretty good. If you like that kind of stuff, it doesn't suck all that much. Working on that right now. And like I said, I do 60 shows a year. That's a lot.
So I get a question I ask everybody that I know from Chicago. I got a lot of friends. My boss from Chicago, his boss from Chicago. So I always ask people who are from Chicago, Cubs or White Sox?
Well, I'm a White Sox fan. I'm a South Sider. The Sticks was formed in an area on the south side of Chicago back in 1962, actually in my basement. And so I'm a White Sox fan. But I wanted the Cubs to win last night, and I watched it all the way to the end, and I thought, oh, brother. There's a lot of unhappy people in Chicago today. But, here's the thing. Got to score some runs.
They've tried to explain it to me. It depends on, whether you're a Cubs or White Sox fan. It depends on where you live in Chicago, but also kind of like your background. One of them's more of like a blue collar. I think the Cubs are more like a blue collar.
Oh, you got that reversed.
Do I got it backwards?
Yeah, the Cubs are what we call the Gen X or millennial hippy dippy, upscale.
Oh, and the Sox are the
Wrigleyville is the area around Wrigley Field. It's a lot of young people. They used to be called yuppies. Every generation calls them something else. Sure. But the White Sox are on the south side. In fact, the ballpark is in it's a combination, but it's in a neighborhood that has been, there's a very large block black community there and a kind of Irish ethnic working class area. So the south side of the city of Chicago, for all those who care, is kind of more the blue collar side, and the north side is traditionally, although it's not 100%, has been the other. So that's how that works. But yeah, I don't know if it's as much location, although there is a certain, shall we say, I think it's about who your father liked. Baseball is generational, passed down from the father. And I always said, if you loved your father and really liked him, you liked his teams. If you hated him, you chose the opposing team. So I think that's where it comes from. I think it's generational through the lineage of the father and perhaps the mother. So I don't want to leave the girls out.
All right, Dennis DeYoung is performing, playing not only his hits that he wrote and sang,
all six hits,
all Styx hits. Are
his greatest hits, and we had a bunch.
Oh, yeah, you did.
Yeah, we did, and God bless America. It was kind of a fluky thing. I never wrote a song like that till that time, and never have written one really like that afterwards, but it was written in '82 when the whole techno English second wave of invasion of synth music was coming in, and as a keyboard player and a synth player, I was inspired to do something like.
It kind of had a new wave feel almost. I mean, if you remember the term new wave,
it was techno. It was a song. I don't want to bore your audience, but from an album called Kilroy Was Here, which is kind of like a rock opera about rock music being banned in the future.
Yeah.
And hence the song about a robot. See, Mr. Roboto was a guard. They were prison guards. They were robots who guarded rock stars who were put in prison. So because rock music gets banned, and they put these rock stars in prison, and Kilroy is just some rock guy, and that's where Mr. Roboto comes from. So, we'll be playing that absolutely at 100%.
People love that. The band, when Styx was together, Styx didn't play that for a long, long time, right?
Well, what happened was, it was from the 1983 tour, Kilroy Was Here, and later, in the middle of that tour, Tommy Shaw, one of the players in the band, went off the deep end. Quit on stage in D.C. to kind of like pursue his own solo career, and left the four of us wondering what the heck was going on.
When you say Tommy quit on stage in the middle of a show, he
quit? Yeah, Washington D.C. at the Capitol Center. You don't forget that stuff. So the four of us were going, what? Because we were pretty hot stuff. And so he wanted to pursue a solo career. Off he went, and the four of us just looked at each other. And the other three guys in the band, they wanted me to immediately replace Tommy and move forward.
Replace as the lead singer on all the songs that Tommy sang on.
Yeah, I just thought that was a bad idea, and so I refused to do it. And so then the band went on hiatus. The band did not break up. That's a misnomer. People have said that. If you repeat something that's incorrect long enough, people start to take it as the truth. The band never broke up. Tommy quit, and the four of us I kind of forced the issue to wait for him to come back, and because I thought that there was a magic. You see, you can get great musicians to stick them in the room together. They don't necessarily make a band.
Yeah.
They don't make a band. What makes the band is really, special guys that come together at a special time.
I've seen the behind the music and the VH1 shows and things like that, and I thought I'd learned from that the band had broken up. So
no. Look, first of all, the behind the music. Listen, it's you could drive a truck through the amount of inconsistencies on that thing, but.
Yeah.
If you listen carefully, Tommy quit. And, of course, the story that the other two guys were trying to tell was that somehow that ruined everything, and then for 20 years they wanted a campaign to discredit me and Kilroy and the song as being, that's not good. And so the great thing is this last year on this last tour, they started to play Mr. Roboto again. Isn't that something?
Yeah, because... it's a great song.
Hold on 1 second. I'm going to get rid of this.
Yeah. You got a call coming in.
Hold on.
Let me let everybody know we're talking to Dennis DeYoung, who wrote and sang the biggest hits.
So it was just, I live in a gated community.
They got to ring in before you let him in.
So my engineer is coming in to work on the album, and he, I think he's not going to.
I'm going to get it.
Get that door. My wife's going to get the door and let him in. So anyway, getting back to Mr. Roboto, they started to play it again, and they played it as their first encore, which is showing a lot of respect, which the song deserves, because you know why? Something buzz. People love the song.
People do love the song.
Yeah, that's it. They love it. I mean, listen, there's a small minority of people who have jumped on the bandwagon, who would believe anything the people they idolize say, and think that's an evil song. It's not. It's a great song. People love it. Became part of the culture. And listen, if I could write 10 more like it, I'd be downstairs right now trying to write them. They come along once in a while, and I just got lucky.
Well, it sounds like you were going to play all the songs that I was counting on hearing, plus some, because I wasn't sure about, like Renegade and some of the others that you didn't write. I thought maybe those weren't on the menu, but it sounds like they are.
I've been doing this show for the last 8 years. It's the Styx Greatest Hits show. Play it all over the place. Here's what you do when you hang up. Go to YouTube and it should be put in Dennis DeYoung. It'll be one of the first things you see there. It's the whole concert. A fellow named August Zadra from Los Angeles does the Tommy Shaw songs. He sings them. He's a rock star, buddy. He sounds like Tommy, and he's got this great. He plays guitar. He's just amazing. So I put this band together specifically to sound like the records that people have come to love.